I would make sure that my student went ahead and sent that to that faculty member early so that they can give feedback early about that section especially.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard spot in the sense that you don't want to overburden committee members because
Right.
committee members are not the chair. You have the responsibility of the chair. But on the other hand, I've been on committees where it's obvious that the committee member scanned it at the last minute,
Mhm.
right? It's like, wow, why are you on here and how are you really helping the student?
I have two questions. First, we talk about the alignment of research area between you and the student assigned to you from the very beginning of their program. So what if the student assigned to you have very different research interests than yours? Then what do we need to do from the very beginning if you are very clear about their research interests are different from yours, and you probably won't have interest in developing, knowing more about their area. Mm-hmm. So as an academic advisor and a mentee, what would be the best course of action to take for both sides?
Well, I would talk with the student. I would consider whether there are other faculty members who have closer alignment, and then refer the student to them, encourage them to work with that person. Now, if they have concerns, like let's say they have a personality issue with that individual.
If cope with that as well.
Yeah. So I might be willing to serve as chair with that person on the committee and act as kind of a buffer, personality-wise. But it just depends on specifics.
I think though, events or occasions where the students get an opportunity to hear about your research though, if you actually planned out opportunities for students who are interested in this topic to come together and talk through, I think you could shape their interest early on to be something that'll benefit you and them and go along with their interest too. But if it happens late in the process where they already have this one topic in mind and that's the only thing they want to do, it's too late to do that. So I think if you early on kind of guided them, here's some major research problems and questions that we're pursuing right now in these little research cluster groups. You know, you may want to join one of these groups. So go in and listen to them as they're meeting and, you know, find a group that aligns with what your general interests are, and then I think you'd be better able to, they could see the benefit of attaching to a line of research there. It's actually going to make their life so much easier. Because again, a lot of them have trouble finding that topic, that research problem to actually investigate.
Thank you.
Describes a very real problem though, in that if a student is coming to us wanting to explore a topic for which we do not have expertise, why would we ever be matched with that student?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was assigned to us. We have no say. That's how it was done.
Yeah, you'd like to think that they're assigned based upon their interest, or their perceived interest. Early on, they don't know what they're interested in. But I think Jan mentioned earlier, I always told my students, look, you don't offend me at all. If you find out that Dr. Harrell's working on this project that you're interested in, you don't offend me at all by backing away from me and joining with her. Let them know they have the freedom to do that.
I think it's really important that we support our students in owning their topic, but not necessarily the process. And so I can't imagine a situation, and I think what I'm hearing you say is that you're assigned this person, and I can't imagine being in a situation, maybe just because of the way our program is set up and because students are allowed the opportunity to choose who they think aligns best with their topic and their interest areas. But I really can't imagine a situation where I have no interest whatsoever in a topic presented by a student. And, I mean, how would I do that content-wise? How would I know what they're missing? And it would be a lot of time dedicated to reading the literature and exploring a brand-new area, so it's
Especially if
It's tough.
I know very clearly that I'm not interested in the students.
And it doesn't mean that you're not interested in the student.
In the
It's just
students'
that-
topic.
Right, the topic, I know what you mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if I were interested, I would be willing to invest time to get to know that area. But I'm very clear about I'm not interested in. So that's why I'm struggling, don't know what to do.
Do you have any say over the content of the committee, the membership of the committee?
The student doesn't have a committee yet. It's not at that stage. I'm just looking forward. But I was candid, communicating with him. I let him know that our research interests are not aligned. And I'm open to, in the future, if you want to find a major professor, that is not me. I'm open to that idea. However, sometimes he feels that he's not wanted. So I said, no, that's not what I meant. Yeah, so it's kind of,
Is there someone else on your faculty who is interested in that research area?
I don't know. I encourage him to get to know other professors by taking classes with them and to see if they are interested in his research topic, research area, and to see if he feels that he could work well with other professors as well. So I can put it out early during his program.
Yeah. It sounds like the best course of action.
So I have a question. So in Ed Leadership, we do have a large number of doctoral students for each of us. And I could just speak personally, they all were assigned and all have different topics that they were really invested in before they came to me. I want to support them in publishing and writing for presentations, but I'm concerned because many of them are full-time practitioners with maybe little interest in going into higher education. So they don't maybe see the value in publishing and presenting their work. But also with more than a dozen of them, they all have different topics, and so I don't want to necessarily be included on work that's going to make me look disjointed in terms of my research agenda. I don't want to have 12 research agendas. So how do you suggest we support them and so they see the value in publishing and presenting without appearing ourselves to be very disjointed?
Well, I think that comes into play when you go up for tenure and promotion, or even the annual merit review, just to be very explicit about which students you were supporting in principle, because it's just part of your job to support diverse students with diverse interests, and which ones were really your research area, your research focus. And I don't think, I've never seen it count against somebody that they had a number of publications outside of their research focus, as long as they could just articulate that, this was, we needed someone to, these are students who I supported because there really wasn't anyone else on the faculty who had that particular research interest. Somebody needed to support them, so I did. Yeah.
I'll be honest to say though, in your particular situations with so many, I don't know that you have the luxury to take on some that have the remote. And let some of the more senior faculty who are under less pressure to maintain that solid line of research maybe take on those. Yeah, if you can.
There's a problem with that though, with the, like, in the Yale program in particular, right now I have 6 writing. They're all doing multiple regression, they're all looking at different things.
Right.
So I'm their chair because I can do the multiple regression, I can walk them through the method, and I'm relatively knowledgeable about their topic because it's somewhere within my sphere. But, I mean, they're not. So are we gonna be able to use like, hey, we use this method as a unifying theme in our research?
Yes, I think so. That's exactly the thing to say, that you were serving as a methods in your
As
role
the
as
chair.
chair. Right.
Because if someone
Primarily.
if somebody picks up something out of my field, like finance, I'm like, you need to make sure there's a content specialist here.
And that helps you with the students you have that are already into the process. But
Right.
for these new students coming up, that's where we need to shape it more, where they're gonna be a better match for you, so you don't have to make any kind of stretch.
Well, and I think we ought to do the menu system for the EVDs, like, this is what we're working on, sign on.
Yeah, here are topics that area school districts and things are wanting us to work on. Can you join one of those
And
research
And
groups?
for the PhD, provide the individual advising and move them into.
Because that's one of the ideas, we were trying to get districts to come to us with, research problems that we could help with to identify things that'll be actually very applicable to their immediate needs.
One of the things that Jan implemented for our CVs throughout our department is we have superscripts for different types of things. So if a publication came out of a grant, or if we're mentoring a student, we would use a particular superscript, and there's a legend for that. So if I'm mentoring a student and it's not necessarily aligned with my research agenda, you'll see a very small M before the citation